So I want to talk about simping, okay? This trend simp, where guys are basically doing whatever it takes to get a woman. And I don't know why guys are so focused on women. Focus on yourself, focus on your business, focus on revenue, focus on being successful. The women will come along. And all these men are like, well, how do you handle women? How do you handle this situation? This is all everybody ever talks about. It's like, dude, like, stop focusing on women. Women are not going anywhere. Like, look, this is how I was when I'm not chasing a woman. If you text a woman, she doesn't text you back, she's not interested. Get rid of her number. Stop texting her. It's not the end of the world, right? But here, I want to talk about simping. And I think I have to clarify this because I think a lot of people got it wrong. You meet these men, they talk about, well, I ain't paying for no girl on a date. Well, first of all, I don't agree with that. If you want to ask a woman out, you should pay for dinner. You should pay for the date. You should take her out. Now, there's 3 levels of relationships, or 4 levels. There's a girl you casually see, the Netflix and chill girl. Then there's a girl you're dating, but you don't live with her. Then there's the girl that you live with that's like wifey material, but you're not married. And then there's the woman that you're married to. I separate these 2 for a reason. Some people don't want to be married. Some people do want to be married. But if you're living together, that is a full-blown, 100% solid relationship. Fair statement? If you're paying for your partner and you're the man and you're taking care of the majority of the household, you're not simping. That's your responsibility as a man. That's what you're supposed to do. Because a woman's not going to stay with you if you're not a protector and a provider. A provider, man. Remember? That's what a high-value man is. That's what women want. Women want a male, a man, not a beta guy. Okay? Now, that being said, what you also have to remember is this. If you're casually dating a woman and you're buying all this stuff and paying for everything, don't do that. Don't do that. My rule of thumb is this. Take her on a couple dates, 2, 3 dates. If nothing's happening, whatever. I didn't break the bank, right? But don't start buying girls stuff you're dating. Look, if you're not living together, it's not serious. At the end of the day, period. That's just the way it is. You can date, but what's your end game? What is your end game? If you've been in a relationship 6, 9, 12 months, it's past the lease. If you're past 12 months and you're dating and you've been in a relationship, you don't live together, dude, it ain't that serious. It isn't that serious, okay? Don't be taking care of some girl paying her rent somewhere else so she can go off and date other dudes. Don't do that. The other thing I tell guys is this. What separates her from the following? This is where you ask a woman, what value does she bring to the table? Now, this is going to piss a lot of women off, but this is the truth. If I ask you this, what's the difference between her and you having a house cleaner, a cook, an escort, prostitute, or hooker? What value does she bring outside of that? Now, that's shocking to a lot of people, but she's going to struggle for an answer. Why? Because I can already get what I want. See, men pay for it regardless. This is something you got to understand. People say, well, I never pay for a woman. You pay for a woman. You're a man. Nothing's for free. Well, it's different. I took her to dinner. I've been dating for a couple weeks. Now we're smashing. We're in bed. You're paying for it. It's indirect transaction. Are you saying women are escorts? No, I'm not. You will pay for it as a man regardless. Some of you have been married a long time. You're not even getting any. You're paying for it. Some of you have girlfriends you live with. You're paying for it. Because the reverse of that is she's taking care of all the money and the bills, and eventually she's gone because she's not going to be with you because you haven't stepped up as a man. So my point is, I can go get an escort. I can go date a girl and smash. I can go get a prostitute, hooker, whatever. Not saying I do that. Hear me out. I have people come and clean my house. I have people come and cook in my house. If I can already get that stuff, what does she bring to the table outside of that? If she doesn't bring anything outside of that, why am I with her? So we're looking for the relationship connection. This is the feminine qualities that men want. Cooperative, easy to get along with, easy to communicate with, can cook, can clean. She's got feminine qualities. Puts a man first. If she's not doing that and she says, hey, I'm a bad this, that, and the other, got a fat ass, blah, 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 it's like, well, I don't need that. I don't need a combative woman. And you might be sitting there as a woman saying, well, nobody be with you. It's like, I don't care. See, I already got my money. I'm already set. I already got what I want. The woman that's going to bring value to the table is going to be somebody that's going to be feminine, fit, young, and attractive. And feminine doesn't mean just looks. Feminine means they're cooperative, they're submissive, they're easy to get along with. Do you understand what I'm saying? So men out there, listen to me. If you got some money, if you got 6 figures in your pocket or wallet, you got some cash, and you're like, oh, I can't meet the right girl, be careful what you're saying. Be careful what you're saying. I know a lot of high-value men that don't want to be married, and they travel, and they're spending $1,000 on a girl to spend the night with her. You might say, oh, that's disgusting. Well, you're spending money on the girl you're dating, and what's the end game? You're going to smash, and if you don't, you're a simp, and she took your money, right? So there's a fine line correlation between paying for it directly and indirectly. You're still paying for it as a man. You need to make sure. I told a high-value man this. I said, look, he's worth $23 million. And he's financially doing well. Great house, couple houses, nice cars, successful business, multiple enterprises, investment in houses and businesses. Okay, great. So you got all that out of the way. He has a maid that comes over, cleans his house once a week. Got that taken care of. He has meal prep service. He has somebody come and make him food. People come to the house, cook for us. Great. He's like, Dabber, I'm struggling to find a girlfriend. I said, what value, do you ever want to get married? He's like, no, not necessarily. Probably 90% chance I don't. I said, then why are you trying to get a girlfriend? I said, all these women you're dating, how much money are you spending? Oh, a couple dates here and there, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I, they end up being kind of crazy, blah, blah, blah. I said, you're having a headache. You're having drama. And the women he's choosing, if you look at them, there's drama written all over them. I said, you're going for the baddies that are going to cause drama. Why don't you just spend money, have fun, and call it a day? I said, you guys zero net gain dealing with these baddies that are giving you headaches. He's like, seriously? I said, you're already doing it. How much you spend? How long you been dating this girl? He said, oh, a couple months. She's a headache, she's drama, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I can't trust her. How much you spend? 2, 3 grand? Flying, go see her, take her out to dinner, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I said, how many times you been with her? 2 or 3 times? I said, you spent all this money and you got a headache. You don't need that. It's costing you time, money, energy. Your business is suffering. You're a mental mess right now. So when you're dating a girl, the end game isn't smashing. The end game is you finding somebody that's going to compliment you, that's going to elevate you, that's going to be value to you. Remember, women date up, but if they're dating up, you don't want to go too low. You don't want to go to the bottom of the barrel. You got to make sure you choose wisely, because I've been with a lot of beautiful women and it's been nothing but a headache. And I'm not saying beauty's all that, but then I had to take a step back and go, wait a minute. When I was younger, obviously it's not just about looks. What are the qualities? Because guys just look and go, oh, she's hot. But there's a whole set of nightmares that comes along with that. So you better qualify them. You better ask them the key indicating questions. Hey, do you cook? I don't cook. I'm never in the kitchen. Okay. Strike number 1. And you go to their house or apartment and it's a pigsty and a mess. Strike number 2. Oh, but Davrick, she's good looking. No, dude, there's no value. There's no value. People say, why does she have to have those as value? Because I already got the money. And she's not going to bring my money to the table. And she's not going to make more than me, because women don't date down, they date up. Does that make sense? So make sure you have a checklist. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you have an eye on the prize and see the value. Because the woman's body, the woman's looks is not the end game. It has to be much, much more than that.